Tonight on Hannity and Colmes, another day, lots of hints, but where's the VP? Obama claims he's made up his mind, but he won't say when the announcement is coming. Former vice presidential nominees Jack Kemp and Geraldine Ferraro are here.
Adding an additional doctor is really designed simply to burden the original decision of the woman and the physician to induce labor and perform an abortion.
An explosive audio of Barack Obama from 2002. He makes the case against a bill that provides care for babies that survive botched abortions. Now, you can't spin that, Senator. And new ads take over your TV. Obama hits McCain.
When asked how many houses he owns, McCain lost track. He couldn't remember. Well, it's 7.
McCain hits Obama.
He may be the one, but is he ready to lead?
And the return of a fan favorite.
Why would Barack Obama be friends with someone who bombed the Capitol and is proud of it?
Kemp, Ferraro, the abortion audio tapes, and the television war. Hey, there's only one place to see it all. Hannity and Colmes starts right here, right now. And coming up, it's the Obama State Senate vote that just won't go away, and for good reason. Tonight, we will play you Barack Obama in his own words explaining why he opposed a bill that would give rights to babies born alive after a botched abortion. And then the campaign. Senator Obama's state Senate vote on abortion continues to draw criticism from all sides, and now audio tapes have surfaced of the Illinois senator arguing against the bill that would have protected babies who survive a botched abortion. Now listen to this.
And that essentially adding an additional doctor who then has to be called in an emergency situation to come in and make these assessments is really designed simply to burden the original decision of the woman and the physician to induce labor and perform an abortion.
Joining us now for reaction is former Huckabee National Press Secretary Alice Stewart and former Gephardt campaign manager Steve Murphy and RedState.com editor Eric Erickson. Eric, let me start with you. These words, this, by adding the extra doctor called into an emergency, is really designed to burden the original decision of the woman. Now, we're talking about putting a doctor on the scene that medical care would be available to a baby who survived a botched abortion. So he does support infanticide. Is that a fair assessment?
I think it's a fair assessment. I mean, it was very clear from his entire transcript, if you read through it, that he was really concerned, thinking we should trust the abortionist who botched the abortion to take care of it.
And the Born Alive Baby Protection Act, Alice, it would have protected these children, that these abortions where these kids are born, it's anticipated they die, but if they live, they'd be, in the end, they'd be offered no medical care because Barack Obama didn't want it there, right? It would hurt a woman's choice at that point, even though the baby was viable on its own.
Right, and I think what the problem we have here is that this is a very complicated issue, and Senator Obama is basically calling people who have held his feet to the fire on this issue, he's called them liars, and there's a problem there because it's an issue that a lot of the voters out there are not going to take the time to really look into this situation, as your show is, as you guys are and your producers. They're not going to understand, and they're just going to take Senator Obama's word that the folks that are criticizing him on this issue are liars, when in fact that he was very outspoken on not supporting this issue, and he really needs to be held accountable.
And Steve Murphy, he's just been caught lying. That tape shows that, in fact, everybody's characterization. Now, we had Jill Stanek on the program last night. She is a nurse who testified before his Judiciary Committee in the Illinois State Senate, and she told the story of a Down syndrome-born baby that she found in the soiled utility room of the hospital, rocked and cradled for 45 minutes, and these babies would be left to die. Now, you're a liberal. Liberals are supposed to be compassionate and have a heart. Doesn't that disturb you?
I am a real conservative.
Does that disturb you?
Unlike you,
Does that baby deserve medical care, Steve?
Sean, listen to me here. We do have laws preventing late-term abortions, except in cases of a serious threat to the health of the mother in this country. And by the way, not providing care to a living baby would, in fact, be a crime under the law already.
Steve, why Jill Stanek held that baby for 45 minutes and didn't get that baby medical attention. I'd be curious to know about that. But Alice, I guess it's okay to call Barack Obama a liar. You got on your high horse about calling a doctor a liar. The fact of the matter is that Barack Obama's position is that you can trust a doctor. You don't need a state-controlled doctor coming in. He can trust doctors who are already on the scene, and there already was a law in place. This was superfluous verbiage, extra legislation. I thought conservatives like less government.
Well, let me first off say, Alan, I didn't call Senator Obama a liar, but the facts speak for themselves. You heard the words from his own mouth right there where he was speaking against this legislation.
Yes.
Whereas up until now he's saying that he's not been held accountable for this. Now, one of the things he said before was that he wanted to make sure that there were provisions in place that protected Roe v. Wade. Those provisions were in place. In fact, a legislator asked him to make sure that those protections were in place, and he was the only legislator in that time.
Alice, that's the whole point. And Eric, there was extra legislation. There was a package deal. There was extra legislation in this Illinois law that would have redefined what a baby is, what life is, what being born is, and it was different than the federal law.
No, it wasn't.
And there was already a law in place that said that in the unlikely case that an abortion would cause a live birth, the doctor should provide immediate medical care for any child born alive. That was already in place.
Here's the federal court decision that said that law was unconstitutional. That wasn't the law in Illinois, and in fact, the law that Obama voted against, Senate Bill 1662, among two others related, all it did was say that a child that was living outside the mother's womb, unconnected to the umbilical cord with a beating heart, was a living child.
I was quoting a 1975 law that was in place. I gave the exact wording of it.
The federal courts in 1984 said that law was unconstitutional.
That was a standing law in Illinois at the time. We're going to have to disagree.
And it was unconstitutional
pick it up in a moment. Court system. Coming up, she bowed out after a hard-fought primary season. Is the key to an Obama victory in the hands of Hillary Clinton? Geraldine Ferraro has the latest on the Veep stakes. Plus, Barack Obama unveils a series of brand-new campaign ads critical of John McCain's wealth and calls the Arizona senator out of touch. Is he right? You'll see them right here.